When you question your beliefs, you question your limitations. If your beliefs don't survive the questioning, then you need to get rid of them and replace them with beliefs that serve you. One of the questions that people ask me the most is, how can I tell for sure what I believe is true or not? This is actually quite easy. First of all, you're asking the wrong question. The question to ask is simply, does this belief serve me? Does it get me what I want, or does it move me further away from what I want? Many years ago, I had a profound insight on success. I stopped taking financial advice from people who didn't have a lot of money. I stopped getting health advice from people struggling with health issues. I stopped taking relationship advice from people with boring, stagnant relationships. And I stopped looking for spiritual guidance from people who couldn't think for themselves. Here's an important secret that you must know about the funnel of limitation. In order to break free and reclaim your inner power, you have to stand alone. The journey out of the funnel is a solitary journey. It cannot be made in a group. One must do it alone. And this is where spirituality and religion differ. Spirituality, or spiritual growth, is an individual journey. However, all organized religions, regardless of denomination, are a tribal journey. Now, by its very nature, any tribal or collective belief, whether it be religious, political, psychological, or philosophical, limits one's growth. And the reason is because any time that we agree or subscribe to any tribal or collective belief system, we can only evolve at the same speed that the tribe evolves. If they do not evolve, change and upgrade their beliefs, then we do not evolve. If they stay stuck in their beliefs, we stay stuck in ours, because we're part of the tribe. As you become more conscious and you climb and you evolve out of the funnel, you begin to see that most tribal beliefs, no matter how much proof they have that they have the truth, often have no foundation in reality. You also realize that you cannot interfere with the evolvement of those still stuck in the funnel. On the other hand, those who are trapped in the deeper parts of the funnel have a responsibility to help those who are in the same circumstances as they are until they're able to climb or evolve out of the deeper limits of the funnel. However, once you climb to the top of the funnel, you must be careful not to be dragged back into the deeper levels again. This may seem selfish at first, but it's the only way to remain conscious and retain your inner power and your ability to create your life the way that you want it. This is similar to flying on an airplane. In the event of turbulence, the safety instructions tell you to put on your own oxygen mask first before trying to help your family or other people on the plane. As you evolve and you climb out of the funnel, it's a normal reaction to wish that everyone begin to climb to a new level. But that can't happen for everyone at the same time. You have to be careful not to waste energy on those that are not ready to make the climb. When they're ready, they'll come into your life and they'll ask for your help. Until then, you can only teach by example. Unfortunately, many of those in the most restricted part of the funnel will prefer to continue their life in their present illusion, even though the same inner power is available to them. The difference is that the conscious person is more open to receive and use the inner power because he or she is no longer restricted by the tribal or collective beliefs of those still trapped in the funnel. And something else happens as one reaches the top of the funnel. You no longer have to struggle to create what you desire because you know where your inner power comes from. You know who you are, and you know what you're capable of achieving. And more importantly, you know how to use your mind correctly. As you go through this training, you're going to begin to understand that all your limitations are only perceptions and beliefs that your subconscious mind has accepted as the truth. Only you cannot know this, nor will you allow yourself to believe it, while you're still trapped in the deepest levels of the funnel. You have to move up and out of the funnel of limitation. True freedom comes when you realize that you no longer need to struggle. The illusion of struggle was created by those still trapped in the funnel to rationalize their existence and their circumstances. And you also realize that it's the restriction of the funnel which creates the psychological and spiritual illusion that you're powerless over your circumstances. It's this very illusion that keeps the majority of the people trapped in the funnel. The key to freedom is to realize that we're all trapped in the funnel of limitation until we awaken from an illusion that seems very real. One can only achieve freedom by giving up the collective or the tribal thinking and beliefs of those still trapped within the funnel of limitation. The true path to freedom must be a solitary path, a path where one listens to the inner voice within and not to those still trapped in the funnel. And as I'm fond of telling my clients, when the voice of the inner authority inside of you is more believable than the voices of the outer authorities outside of you, you will have mastered your life. The bottom line is this: there's nothing that you cannot create or accomplish in your life, and there are no problems that you cannot solve or obstacles that you cannot overcome. But your primary goal must be to free yourself from the illusions that have kept you trapped in the funnel of limitation. You have to take the path to freedom, moving towards the top of the funnel as if your life depended on it, because it does. This will require making some changes, and even though the changes will benefit you immensely, change can be uncomfortable at first. The reason for this is all your life you've been taught the basics of the funnel of limitation philosophy. By the time you were a young adult, most of the foundation had been set, and you have unconsciously accepted your limitations and weaknesses. Unfortunately, people tend to stay where they are and they keep believing what they believe because the mind does not like uncertainty. It doesn't like change. All change is threatening, even when we perceive it as a positive change. People tend to create patterns that they're comfortable with, and they pursue that path day in and day out. The problem is the illusion eventually catches up with you. Then you realize that you haven't listened to that inner voice that said, hey, wait a minute. You have beliefs that are no longer serving you, but are holding you back. The whole point of life is not how long you live, but how you live the life you live. If you spend your whole life doing what others have taught you to do, and you keep doing what you've been doing each and every day, soon old age creeps in before you've had a chance to wake up and live before you die. If you're having a hard time accepting what you've learned so far, you can be assured of one thing. You're still trapped within the funnel. The only way to free yourself is to make a decision to break out of the funnel of limitation. The first step is to acknowledge that you're in the funnel to some degree. Simply put, before you can break out of prison, you must first realize you're locked up. You need to take some time and learn how to use the creative powers of your mind. And you must also learn how to purge your mind of all perceived limitations and master your inner game. This is what the owner's manual for your mind is designed to do. As you begin to learn how to use your mind and remove your perceived limitations, you will be amazed at how the doors will open for you. People will feel your heightened energy and your confidence, and they'll want to be with you and help you succeed. They'll actually seek you out and even make you rich in some cases. From this position of strength, you'll be able to affirm that whatever I want wants me. Whatever I accept for myself will become my reality. And that's exactly what will happen. Ahead of you lies a successful and joyful future, one that will truly give you peace of mind and happiness. Everything, including an endless flow of riches, is out there waiting for you, regardless of your current circumstances. But now is the time to reclaim your inner power. And all you have to do is to wake up and start your journey out of the funnel of limitation. You just need the courage to say, I want out, and the universe will only be too delighted to deliver. Does that sound like an exciting journey? Well, it is. So the question is, are you ready to begin your journey? If you are, then the next lesson will help you to take that first step.